Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai 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 Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram,
There is no net there, I use it. Abhi's mother.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody.
Pranam Swamiji.
Hari Om. Yesterday we completed the 6th chapter. We have a quick recap. We started with Papa's quotation. Behold divinity in every aspect of this world, Leela. Verily it is He at play in our beings and creatures. Whatever is happening only by His will. When we say that, we think that He is still separate. That is why we are unable to understand these words correctly. We think that He is an entity and His will is supreme. Actually, through many of His teachings, Papa has already clarified it. Whatever is happening, is happening by His will only. So this lot of things. We need not think that He is an entity who is imposing His will and we have our separate will. This quotation itself requires a lot of in-depth study. Behold divinity in every aspect of this world. Verily, it is He at play in all beings and creatures. The sense of individuality assumes a separate role, and because of that we feel that the Almighty Lord of the universe is an entity having His role. So Bhagavad Gita offers us an opportunity now to get more and more clarity. Not that we will realize, no. That we have to do it by ourselves. Actually, we were just reading Yakarnath Ishwaran has done Jnana and Vijnana. That is the title of the 7th chapter. Jnana is spiritual knowledge. Vijnana is spiritual experience. So whenever we read a statement from Papas, it adds to our spiritual knowledge library, no doubt. But we should not stop with that. So how do I do that? Right at this moment, these words are being brought out because of His will. He will make somebody to differ with us. It is because of His will. He will make us to agree with us. It is because of His will. At every point of time, no? This is what Papa meant by behold divinity in every aspect of this world, Leela. We are unable to understand the Vijnana, no? the experience, right? Because, the me and mine separates itself from that power. So, Bhagavad Gita gives us some clues to free ourselves from the clutches of me and mine, while retaining the me and mine. Until we are all embodied souls, we maintain that me and mine. But the me and mine will realize that it is because of that power, that mysterious, subtle and mysterious power, Ram, that this sense of individuality is functioning, is existing as an individual. So we would request everybody to kindly go through this particular quotation of Papa. Behold divinity in every aspect of this world, Leela. Verily, it is He at play in our beings and creatures. Spiritual knowledge we have acquired, but we need the spiritual experience. So in our earnestness to translate the spiritual knowledge into a spiritual experience, God has been kind enough also to give some more light through Bhagavad Gita. So before we try to understand the import of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, it will be better if we contemplate upon the secret of the manifestation. So that is why Vanamali in her book, Sri Krishna Leela, brings this. She says, the Puranas declare that the whole of life is indeed the Leela of the Lord, in which He Himself is the hero and the villain, the actor and the audience, the director and the producer, the song and the silence, even the very stage on which the drama is enacted. It is by a large mobilization of His Prakriti, His energy, His will, His power, that He manifests Himself in all this multiplicity. This aspect in 7th chapter, He brings it, what is His Para-Prakriti, Apara-Prakriti. But we get stuck with the technicalities. Ultimately, it is He. I am prompted to take up the study to understand that He is there, He is there, He is there. Vinoba, while writing talks on Gita, in the final, she gives it in a capsule form, 4 lines, same thing. Give up your will, your sadhana, give up everything and come to me, take refuge in me. What this means is that you should not have any independent self-will. You should do what he wills you to do. That's what we have to do. Let his will prevail. Let his will prevail. With full freedom, you should feel that you need have no freedom. Reduce yourself to zero. Let there be the Lord and the Lord alone in the universe. Behold divinity in every aspect of this world, Leela. Verily it is He at play in all beings and creatures. Puranas declare that the whole of life is indeed the Leela of the Lord, in which He Himself is the hero and the villain. The Devic and the Asuric forces, the downpulling and the elevating forces in us, outside also. The actor and the audience, the director and the producer, the song and the silence, and even the very stage on which the drama is enacted. So it is by a large mobilization of his prakriti, his will, his power, his energy, that he manifests himself in all his multiplicity. But then the question arises as to why he allows himself to get caught in the web of his own creation. The explanation is simple. Can the spider be trapped in its own web? The best actors are those who can completely immerse their private lives in the personality of the character they are portraying. So also in the cosmic drama, the supreme actor has to forget his true nature and allows himself to be caught in the web of his own maya. Devi Hyasha Gunamayi Mamaya Duratteya Mamevaye Prapadyante Maya Medam Tarantite. All these things are said. It is clearly said. It is very difficult to cross over the Maya created by me. Only when you surrender completely. Mamevaye Prapadyante. Then only you can cross over. So he becomes the king on the throne, the beggar in the street, the murderer about to be hung, and the victim living in a pool of blood, as well as the judge pronouncing judgment. He is the solo actor, sole enjoyer, the only experience, oblivious of his divine origin, submerged in the role. He is playing, laughing, crying, dancing, singing, living, dying. So the Avadara comes in order to free the Jiva from this complicated web of divine origin and enable us to realize our own real nature. That is why Lord Krishna came as an avatar. There are so many avatars, but in our case we take Lord Krishna. And then, he, through Bhagavad Gita, through his very life and teachings, he made us aware of this grand play. So jnana, we have now gathered. But the trouble is to make it apply with jnana. As a first step toward this, we should know that the whole scene at the Kurukshetra battlefield and the characters play there are in the minds of every one of us. From the jnana to the vijnana level, if the attempt has to be made, this could be one of the methods. Because everything is happening in me, I should realize first, even the very words that now are being shared through the language. How does it come? Unless a deep introverted contemplative approach is made, reflective approach is made, it cannot become a vijnana. So the whole Kurukshetra feel and the characters played here are in the minds of every one of us. Lord Krishna stands for the indwelling reality. Arjuna represents the sense of individuality. Kauravas denote the negative and down-pulling forces. Pandavas symbolize the positive and elevating forces. Finally, the field of Kurukshetra is the world of everyone, within and without. The sense of individuality, oblivious of the substratum, indwelling God, tries to find a sense of fullness or happiness in the outer life. We don't know anything about philosophy, about God realization, about, serenity, nothing. All that we know is we want peace of mind, we want to be joyous always. That is the motivating force. Unknowingly, we may not even know that is the motivating force, but that is the indirectly or directly propelling us to think, talk and do at every stage of our life. I may not know. As a child, when I was crying, I thought, with that I will become full. I become happy. So the sense of individuality, oblivious of substratum, God, I do not know what God is, what God stands for. Until I came in contact with spiritual preceptors, gurus, mahatmas, shastras, we were not aware. No doubt in the initial stages, faith played an important role. Faith towards an outer deity, a mahatma, because of the tradition we have. But still, that is separate and my life is separate. So every time I never thought that I never was thinking that I should become God, I should move towards God realization, nothing. Simply I wanted to be always happy, peaceful, peaceful. To find a sense of fullness or happiness in the outer world. And all the time I want to retain my sense of individuality. I want to be happy, I want to be peaceful. I want to be joyous. We never knew that joy or happiness or peace or bliss is unlimited. And the moment I feel that I want this, I am limiting it. So that is why this problem crops up again and again. I get, I lose, I get, I lose. I hit the target, I lose the charm. Here starts the cobweb of challenges, because nobody told us to think that I exist because of that. Knowingly or unknowingly, parents, teachers, our environment, everything kept on making me to strengthen the me and mine in me. You are intelligent, you are efficient, you can do this. What you did is right, what you did is wrong. Like that, they have been always, even whenever I feel I'm not recognizing myself, I am made to recognize this myself. And it has become so close to me that even if I read, even if the spiritual masters tell us in a most convincing way, still the me and mine is very, very, very solid with me. And we know from our experience that this cobweb here start the cobweb of challenges, duties, commitments, anxieties, stress, uncertainties, discomfort, discontentment, And many a time they lead to frustration, dejection, dispiritedness, and depression. At times I am happy. Suddenly I find, I am unhappy. The pendulum goes up and down. At a particular juncture, he or she gets awakened to the truth that only by understanding first and realizing later that there is a superpower named as the indwelling reality God, who is behind our creatures and situations as depicted earlier. In other words, we should know that we are only playing the part allotted to us by Him in the world Leela, and nothing is really initiated by us. This is what Bhagavad Gita gives us. The spiritual knowledge. Through various stanzas in various chapters, he keeps on bringing this idea. I am behind everything. I am behind everything. I have already done all these things. You are only a nimittam. Because of the Prakriti, Apara Prakriti and Para Prakriti which I have created, all these words, it's very few know. And very few among the knowing people, very few only realize or become one with me. All these things are elaborately explained. The battlefield of Kurukshetra, the venue for the pre-scripted drama, starts with the theme contained in the first chapter. Because he is pointing out, this is how we look at it. We want to repeat it again and again and again and again. That each one can approach Bhagavad Gita in their own way. God has given us that complete freedom. Even he himself gives this freedom to Arjuna. Even after lecturing for so many chapters, in the 18th chapter, finally he says, this is what I feel. Some other place he says, this is what I feel. No? This is my matam, no? My opinion. And in the 63rd, 63 he says, Yatechasi tata. Whatever you feel like, you do. So the approach, so there could be different approaches. That is why so many commentaries by so many Mahatmas, So how do we look at it? God gives us a long rope to see through our own goggles of perception, no? It will be different from others. So we take it that the first stanza itself gives us that the troubleshooter is this me and mine. When the Dhritarashtra says, in the 63rd, he says, have you listened to all this carefully? Now ponder over it fully and then do what you think right. So the blind King Dhritarashtra's ardent affection for his own sons had clouded his wisdom to deny the kingdom of Hastinapura to his nephews, the rightful heirs. This reminds us how people may fall from grace, from the depth of righteousness into the cesspool of selfishness when they are blinded by clinging on to their attachments. So first sloka of the first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, when we read with this perspective, makes us feel that every problem, you may not say as problem because some people may say I have no problem. Okay. the insufficiency or the incompleteness one feels. That is why he keeps on taking action, plunging into actions. He talks to others, he does such things, all those things are why. There is a sense of insufficiency within him, a sense of incompleteness within him or her. So that is what stems from the me and the mind. Especially as spiritual children of Papa, we can understand that in the second chapter of In Quest of God, he clearly mentions please remove the I-ness from me. So we approach it with that. The spiritual, if there is nothing called spiritual in the word and unspiritual, but when we say that we are moving towards the all-full nature of ourselves, the greatest stumbling block is the me. And it comes from what? The sense of otherness sets limit to the illimitable. The small I is there, naturally, therefore, other is there, another is there. And our problems. During our deep sleep, the small I is not there, therefore no problem also. Every day we take it that God is making us understand this, that whenever you are free from the clutches of this me and mine, you are happy, you are full. Though you do not know that you are full. In deep sleep, we are not aware that we are full. But after the sleep, we come to know that we had good sleep. We enjoyed the sleep. So this me and mine. So Bhagavad Gita we are approaching that it is helping us. Through so many ways, Lord is helping us to free ourselves from the clutches of this me and mine. That is why in the last he says that only He and He alone is there. Sarvadharman parityajya Mam ekam sharanam praja. I am the only reality. So this spiritual knowledge, how do I translate into my life? Does Gita help me in that? Because Gita is dealing with all the activities. It is addressed to a man on the field. It is not addressed to a person who has retired from the field of activities and sitting in a cave or a forest or in the Himalayas, but it is addressed to the man on the field, like all of us. Otherwise, that could have he would have limited everything to inward journey only. Though he touches some places about the relevance of inward journey, otherwise you can see, he brings all these tattva, rajas, tamas, activities, actions, good actions, akarma, everything that we are dealing with our day-to-day life. The source of our sense of individuality, the source of all the creations outside. He keeps on listing so many things. So he starts with this. First of all, so we take it that he wants us to diagnose first our own problem. Me and mine. And then when we go to the second chapter, I love it. Second chapter deals with, when we have identified this, the me and mind, the house of that me and mind is this body, mind, intellect, equipment, me and mind. And we think that it is everlasting. So first the Lord tries to make us aware of the transient nature of this me and mind. And to get ourselves stabilized in it, he brings out various points, of which the most important, everybody highlights, is the Sthita Pratna, the man of steady wisdom. So if I keep up this Sthita Pratna, always I am steady, I am not tossed hither and thither, Samatva. When I develop this equanimity, how can equanimity come? Only when detachment comes there, I will be impartial. I will not be subjected to these ups and downs, gain and loss, positive and negative. All those pairs of opposites, I will be able to lead a balanced life. Tuladhar, he said. Only when I develop this equanimity. So the me and mind, until I drop the body, this me and mind will be there in a subtle way at least. So to move towards the goal, that means to get rid of this bondage of me and mind. What is essential is that I must have this equanimity, samatva. And from there we move to the third. Equanimity has to be ensured. I must do something to all my actions. Right from getting up early in the morning till I retire to bed, that is throughout my waking state, I am full of activities. Physical, mental, intellectual activities. So to bring in this equanimity, which will help me to reduce the influence of me and mind, which again is the cause of my insufficiency. I must bring some dimension into all activities. That means in technical language, Vedantic language, they say karma to become karma yoga. In our ordinary language, we try to bring in a touch of dedication, touch of perfection, and touch of gratitude. All action. Comprehensive spirituality. Yesterday we read that, no? Not in a particular place, not in a particular... In the 6th chapter we read. Beautiful. It is comprehensive. It is not limited to one place. So this is the third one, catch up. And from the third to the fourth, how do I bring, how can I sustain this, this transformation of the action into an action which is in line with or which will take me to the samatva. I can do it only by bringing this God dimension there. He wills, that's why he willed, that's why I am behaving. He willed, that is why the other party is behaving. So when I become established, first I know, then I try to get established. I may fail or I may forget, but I keep on trying and trying and trying and trying. Just like when we learned cycling, how many times we fell down. But with perseverance and patience, we were able to master it. Like that, in all our so-called successful fields, we have made trial and error, repeated performance, not getting dispirited by the failures in between. Similarly, here also, we will try to bring in this God dimension. Though the sense of individuality will dominate, we will still feel it is His will, His will, His will. Not my will, not my will. So the fourth chapter enables me to refine my activities. Ultimately to free me from the me and mine, so that I will be able to lead a full life where there is no incompleteness, purna. And from there we moved to the fifth. So there are two ways in the actions, to gain this. Whether I should involve in activities, or can I get away from the activities. This is a normal talk, because the word sannyasa is normally meant, he is not in the common run of activities. He moves away from his family life, moves away from the professional life, moves away from the social life, and retires to a solitary place where he tries to go within with minimum living. He spends all his mental, physical, intellectual faculty to have a glimpse of the core of the being first, and to gradually get established where the outer disturbances are minimum. So whether we should choose that or this. Though both are equal, Lord Krishna says, the other one is very difficult. It is not at all easy. So this is better in the sense easiness. It is not because this is no, the other one is not easy. That is also easy provided it is very, very, very rare. Rare of the rarest only will be able to hold on to this, because we are in the midst of activities right from the moment we are born. And we have helped to develop this me and mind to a very great extent. And if at all we try to go to a solitary place, the mind comes along with us. Only certain physical outward things we have been able to get rid of it. But ultimately the mind comes with us with all its vasanas, tendencies, inclination, taste, priorities, judgments, concepts, everything is there now. So to remove all these things and to plunge deeper into the layers of our core of our being, it is the toughest. Whereas, wherever we are living, if we try to bring in that it is His will that dominates, we can call it is comparatively easier. So that he brings it. Karma sannyas. For that, what ought to be done? So many suggestions have been done. That means to refine the activities, to fine tune. Not running away from the field, not rejecting anything. But when we were associating with these thoughts in the initial stages, this was harassing us. Because everybody says, he is that, and you are not what you assume yourself to be. All our Mahavakyas point out, Prajnanam Brahma, Ayamatma Brahma, Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi. Totally confused. But Papa puts it in a beautiful way, sannyasa. It is not renunciation but expansion. He did not run away. For a period, no doubt, he was free from the hold of all normal run life. And when again we know that all of us have done this. Those of us who have done some higher education or higher training for something, we used to be away from our present field and go there to intensely concentrate and to master that particular line and then come back and join the mainstream of life. Papa also did the same thing. The only difference was he was not a wage earner, that's all. God did not want him to go and earn and spend for others. God made him to sit and brought all these things so that he can do it. Otherwise, all activities were there. Like anybody. Of course, that made a lot of difference. That's true. But for all practical purposes, Papa was also leading a life of ordinary person. In ashram life means it is not separate. There also we need everything, Like in any other this thing, there also. But attitude changes, no doubt. But for an onlooker, actions are there. We are not running away from any activities. There will be adverse circumstances, there will be positive circumstances, so many things will happen. God will see to it that something happens, that will disturb the whole setup there. God will bring such people who disturbs this. God will bring out, when the corona was affected, we were all affected. There is no change. So that gives us some idea. So when in the 5th chapter, when he says, whether this is better, that is better, he said, though both are good, this is relatively easier, the methodology. The other one is definitely difficult. And one more thing is there. Those who are deeply prompted to take to this, they will not be sitting here and discussing it. They would have already taken that. So this is meant for us only. Those who are earnest, Papa used to put it in a lighter way. If somebody comes and asks, shall I take to sannyas? Papa will say no. Because if you are already convinced, you would not have come and asked, The very fact that you are asking, that means you need somebody to put a chap. That means you are not yet ready.
Hari Om Swamiji, we are unable to hear anything. Hari Om. Hari Om. Swamiji.
We are not able to see him also.
Yes, it is stopped. I think a net problem there with Swamiji.
Yeah, I think so.
We'll wait for some time.
Yeah.
Hari Om Sundar, Swamiji, yes. Net has got disconnected. Swamiji may come back, we will wait.
जय जय श्री राम जय जय श्री राम जय जय राम जय राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम 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 जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम 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 ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय 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 राम श्री राम जय राम 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 जय जय राम I'm leaving now. Swamiji is not getting the connection.
No news. I sent the message. They have not yet replied.
I know. So now hardly 10 minutes left. No?
We'll just review what was the first chapter Swamiji was telling. Any points anybody noted down or? Hari Om. We all will review whatever Swamiji has told.
Me and mine.
Me and
About
mine.
me and
Me and mine is the main problem. Then we'll try to recollect.
Mataji.
Yes.
Mataji.
Bimba.
Hari Om Mataji.
Hari Om.
For some 10-15 minutes ago, Swamiji was stressing the point that any action, again, unless it is willed by Papa, that is Ram, it will not take place. anything is willed by Papa.
Everything happens by
Ram.
God's will alone.
So anything happens, it is
God's will.
yes, by His will alone, any action can take place. Lord's will, any action will take place. Against His will, nothing will happen.
Yes.
That was the point. I liked it very much.
that
But
is what.
very
Each
convincing,
one
touching the
point
heart.
will touch us, we will share so that more points will be there. Yes, all are welcome to share. Please.
Mataji, please read the first sentence. Behold divinity.
Behold divinity in world Leela, no?
In world Leela. Means what? Exactly what?
Behold divinity means see everything as God's, God's play. It's not anything. See goodness only. God is good and great, but we don't see, in the world. We see all disparities, so many disturbances. So, but actually, divinity means the power. Swamiji has come.
Swamiji, audio problem. Can you see Swamiji?
Yes, we can see Swamiji. Hari Om.
We could not hear properly.
Okay.
So, now it has come.
Yes.
You can hear now.
Yes, Swamiji.
Yes. Swamiji.
In between there was
Again it has gone. Net problem, I think. Voice is not audible, Swamiji.
Yes.
Some net issue.
What they say, Kurukshetra is within us. I like that the most.
Very good. Kurukshetra is within us.
And then he said it is within us also and without also.
Both.
So everything that we see within and without is a Kurukshetra.
Yes.
And this is how we see it in our mind, how we perceive it. The good and bad, everything is within and without.
Yes.
And then, but if we realize that everything happens by the will of God and we are not separate from the God, then that realization comes.
Very good. Very nice point. Yes.
अब आप बोलो क्या है वो और मेरे को पता वो समझ में नहीं आया what is actually the meaning of स्थित प्रज्ञा.
So this is because mind creation, whatever we see, there is nothing in the except divinity in the world. That is what behold divinity means. Only the power is there, but whatever we are seeing good and bad is our mind creation. Actually it is not there outside. Our own mind creation. This is the war, the Kurukshetra, everything is created by our own mind, our own thinking. Actually, behold divinity, only divinity is there everywhere. Except divinity, there is no other. Nothing else. That's what we understood.
You know, the divinity is everywhere and whatever happens,
Yes.
good or bad, evil or good, whatever, it happens by the will of God.
Because
So, instead of judging it, we have to accept it as will of God,
Yes.
and it's happening all for the good.
when we accept, then mind becomes mind becomes calm, quiet. Then we will be able to feel the presence of that divinity everywhere. Otherwise, it is not possible.
Yes. And what is the meaning of sthit prajna?
Sthita prajna means study wisdom. Is always be dvandvatita. Gunatita. Swamiji has come again. Swamiji has come.
Balanced mind.
Swamiji has come.
Balanced mind.
Hari Om, Hari Om,
Yes,
Hari Om,
Swamiji. Hari Om. Pranam, Swamiji.
We are doing homework.
Not doing
Were you listening, Swamiji?
Unless it is done, if it is not tested now, our blaming tendency will be there,
Yes.
So whether we accept and set right, not accept means not keeping quiet, We try to set right also as much as possible. He will give us all the prompting to set right. He may make it to succeed, he may make it to fail. That also we don't know. But we keep on acting. We keep on acting. So this is the theme from 1 to 6. 1 to 5. No? And we enter into the 6th. And 6th, control of the mind yesterday. So there are 5 points, 3 points mainly. First is concentration. Single point concentration. Second one is moderation. Third one again is evenness. For this we have to have 2 more. This passion and the practice. Just now.
Abhyasa and Vairagya.
So all these things we should know ultimately to behold divinity in every aspect of this world Leela. We will not blame the Wi-Fi, we will not blame the electricity, we will not blame the equipments, we will not blame anything. At the same time, we will also try to take up all the remedial action, corrective steps, everything, without accepting this also as a form, that also as a form. So these 6 chapters we have covered keeps on reminding us of how to accept things as they are. Out of 100, 90 we may be actually, but at least to 10 we can try, At least in 10 we can try. So that is what, self-control. So these 3 aspects, so many things are there, but these 3 aspects. And from there we now go to Jnana Vijnana Yoga. Time is already there, so here in this he explains about the what is constituted of the entire creation, what is it constituted of. So he gives us as the Para-Prakriti and Apara-Prakriti in the Vedantic language. In our language, water, fire, air, space, intellect, sense of individuality, these are the Apara-Prakriti. And the Para-Prakriti is the life force. You can add life force, principle of intelligence and consciousness. So this is a combination. I am a combination of this. All other creation, they also form the same combination. And we have unknowingly forgotten about the base, substratum, and the Prakriti, a combination of Prakriti. Know that these 2 Prakritis are womb of our being. Beyond me, there is nothing higher. Beyond me, there is nothing higher or manifestation. It is tongue like ropers in them. And again, to make us more and more clear that he is not separate entity, because that is the thing which we need. We have to keep on hammering. He says, I am the taste in the water. Can we separate that? Radiance in the moon and the sun. Think it is not the textual meaning, By that, he is trying to make us understand how close, how intimate. I am the taste in the water, radiance in the moon and sun, Om in all Vedas, sound in space, manhood in man, sweet fragrance in earth, brilliance in the fire. Make us to think about it, Fire, heat is there, brilliance is there, light is there. It is not separate, that is the characteristic, inherent. So he is there that life in all beings, austerity in ascetics, the eternal seed, the intellect of the intelligence, the heroism of the heroic, strength of the strong, free from the sensual and attachment. Again he keeps on telling, Trigunas are in me, I am not in them. Deluded by these gunas, world does not know me. Verily this Maya of mine, constituted of the gunas, is difficult to cross over. Those who devote themselves to me alone cross over this illusion. Otherwise, we will treat this taste and the water as separate. The brilliance or the heat in the fire. So when the sense of individuality, independent of me, is predominant, individuals do not devote to me. Because I become unaware of his presence. So the devotion to him, how do I develop? So he then lists about the 4 types of people who qualify themselves as devotees. One, when I am driven by, I am cornered by problems. Suddenly I remember there should be another superior power. Right from our childhood, somewhere we have heard, somewhere we have practiced, not very serious, but now we are thought. Oh God, somehow save me. And when I want more and more of my wealth, position, power, then I pray to him. And then somebody, very few among them become mumukshus. You would like to know the secret of this manifestation. The Paraprakriti also I know. Aparaprakriti also I would like to know. The one behind. And the last one is the person who has reached Jnani. So the Lord here says, so all these things are valid at their particular grade. Nobody can belittle, nobody should be belittled also. These are all different stages. The final graduation is the Jnani. And he says, in order that we move towards that, he is my dearest. Though all the 4 are noble, Jnani is dearest to him. And those who indulge in sensual pressures follow duty.
Swamiji, you said Bhakta is nearest.
Bhakta is nearer. Among the Bhaktas, you can't say Bhakta is nearer. Bhakta feels I am nearer to him. Because Jnana is difficult. Both are equal to him, but he says Jnani is dearest to me. Specifically, he says that. Artharthi, what is the particular sloka? Tatrabhida bhajante mam jana sugritin arjuna artho jijnasas artharthi jnani cha bharadarshavah tesham jnani nityayukta eka bhaktir vishishyate priyo hi jnaninotyartam aham sacha
Mama Priya.
Eka jnani atyantam priyapatana.
Mama Priya.
So he says that because the other one, we pray, what happens to us, we know very well. Nobody need teach us. We develop some faith or belief. We do some austerities also for a particular purpose. As soon as it is over, God has no role in me, to be very frank, to be blunt. Again, when he puts me in some trouble, I run up pressure to him. But whereas the Jnani is not like that. Jnani is the one who always feels, no, he is the one who decides everything. Otherwise, this Arti and Arthartha, they remember him only when they are in need, when they are pushed to the corner. So that is why, though all of them are his own making, among them Jnani is the Mama Priya. So, and
Swamiji, and forgetfulness, அதுவும் அவர் தானே Swamiji. அவர் தானே பண்ண வைக்கிறாரு.
ஆமா, அது அவர் தான் பண்ண வைக்கிறார். இப்ப போச்சே அதே மாதிரி, இப்ப போச்சே அந்த. அப்ப நம்ம நினைக்கா அப்படி சொல்லி உட்காந்துருக்க முடியாது. கரெக்டிவ் ஸ்டெப்ஸும் நம்ம பண்ணணுமே. அவர் தான் பண்ண வைக்கிறான்னு சொல்லிட்டு சும்மா உட்காந்துருக்க முடியாது நமக்கு. அந்த சும்மா உட்காந்துருக்காக பண்ண வைக்கிறதும் அவரு தானே. என்னத்தையா செய்ய சொல்லுவார் அவரு. trial and error, some remedial measures, some corrective steps. He will make us to succeed, he will make us to fail. Over Nimsham is Varnam. Behold divinity in every aspect of this world, Leela. That's now a struggle. Our entity, Allah, He is not separate. Now and here, in the India. See, you make us to know all these things, but still we consider you as separate. You have not become one with me, or I have not become one with you. Just like the sapidity of the water or a light in the sun, I should know that. Life in that I should keep on hammering. I am acting, I am crying, I am laughing, I am losing, I am gaining, all because you are there. That I should remember. And when I lose, not that I am losing, He will also give us some thoughts to make good the loss, to retrieve from the loss. It is not that, when we read, He is making me to laugh or cry, we don't stop with that. He will make us to do the other thing also. In fact, every moment of our life is ignited by Him, vibrated by Him. I am ever present, but people do not know me. In 26th stanza, sloka, he says, through delusion of pairs of opposites born of desire, all living creatures in this world are falling a prey to infatuation. More and more infatuation. Those who are free from desire and aversion, they worship me with steadfast devotion. Those who know me along with the Adibhudam, Adidevam, Adi Yatna, will continue to know me even at the time of death with a steadfast mind. In the 30 shlokas, he closes this Jnana Vijnana Yoga. So Jnana Vijnana Yoga, when we hear, we should try to know that the spiritual knowledge becomes useful only when it is translated into spiritual experience. So this is how he takes us from stage to stage. So tomorrow we will move to the 8th one. But all the time we should be hammering that we are not covering any portion. We don't want to have any mastery over the scripture. But we are trying to get ourselves stabilized. We lose the connection, which is also is making to make more and more intense. So that connection, we will keep it alive by striving. Is it becoming clearer?
No, Swamiji.
This is very important because we are not here to take up anything else. We don't want to have
No, Swamiji. No, I'm sorry. I'm not getting it.
Linked with our very life. So let us, Papa is facilitating everything for us. In a wonderful way, he is doing it. So let us make the best use of it and go to Gita with this bhavana. So from Arjuna Vishada Yoga to the Sankhya Yoga, from there to Karma Yoga to the Jnana Sannyas Karma Yoga, and then from there to the, what is that next one? Jnana Vijnana Yoga, self-control and Jnana Vijnana Yoga, up to that he has taken. And the next one is the imperishable Brahman. Way to the imperishable Brahman, Akshara Brahma Yoga. So how many words you have used, but ultimately we should get riveted in the purpose for which. Behold divinity in every aspect of this world Leela. That is our aim, somehow to make it a reality in our life. Hariyo. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Jai Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Oh, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri
Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody.
Hari Om Pranam.
Hari Om Swamiji. Pranam. Pranam.